This week on UND Insider Weekly, a big shakeup for UND football following their season finale loss to UC Davis. Defensemen from men's hockey show their offensive skills, but the team still can't get out of their Saturday funk. And after 2 losses in the state of Iowa, women's basketball opens their home schedule with a big win. And women's hockey becomes part of history in Minnesota. Head coach Brian Idalski joins the panel to discuss that game, as well as Wisconsin coming to visit the Ralph this weekend. Since 2004, the Betty Engelstad Sioux Center has been home to both men's and women's basketball. And as both teams get their seasons underway, players talk about their favorite home course. All this week on UND Insider Weekly. Welcome to UND Insider Weekly. I'm Tim Hennessy, and the panel looking a little bit different this week. Look at how they're just staunch like that. Corey's here from WDAZ, Mitch Wigness from UND Athletics, and of course the mainstay is Bryce Schlossman down on the end. He is the veteran. Paul Ralston, Tom Miller on assignment at the Kohl Center in Wisconsin for the basketball game with North Dakota and Wisconsin. Gentlemen, it wasn't really a bombshell, I guess, when Brian Faison announced that he was not that he was letting go Chris Mussman as a football coach at UND. Yet I think for a lot of people, not so much a surprise, but for me, kind of sadness that anybody would lose their job, I guess. But I think in the end, you have to look forward, and you have to somehow get past this, find somebody that will come in here and rejuvenate the program. I don't know. What are your thoughts, Dan?
Yeah, I agree with you. This was my only year covering UND football, and there were some high expectations coming into this season. I think that win over Montana last season really made the summer, you could say there was a lot of anticipation coming into this season. You get that first win over Valpo, and you have that tough schedule with SDSU, Montana State, and being on the field for that SDSU game. As soon as the team went down by 2 touchdowns, everybody left. And that was the sign for me saying that there is a very short leash for Chris Mussman, and those blowout losses certainly did not help his case.
Right, it's never any different in a situation like this when they talk about a national search, and that is recruiting. Obviously comes to the forefront, doesn't it, as far as selection of a new coach?
Yeah, and that's going to be a key job of the new coach, and he's starting behind the 8 ball right away with he's going to have a month and a half essentially to put together his first recruiting class. So that'll be an interesting task for the new coach. They're going to need to find someone that can recruit really well to get some of the top athletes to come here. And we all know that the Big Sky is not going to be easy for UND, a league to play in. So to compete with some of those upper echelon teams, they definitely need to have the players to do so.
All right, so stay tuned on the UND football front, folks. Women's hockey, they lose 6-1 on Saturday afternoon at Ritter Arena to Minnesota. Minnesota's winning streak goes to 62 games. And then UND turns it around on Sunday, comes back for a 3-2 win to snap that streak and get a WCHA split, probably just as important, although a lot of people putting a lot of significance on breaking the winning streak for Minnesota. Your thoughts on that, Brad?
Oh, they finally, they've been so close to beating Minnesota several times in this stretch, and to finally do it has to give the team some confidence to know that they can do it. The 3 goals were scored by rookies. The goaltender was a rookie, so that's encouraging that the young players weren't intimidated at all by going in there or by playing a team with such a lengthy winning streak.
Just follow up to Brad. Yeah, the freshman class I think has been unbelievable. It'd be interesting to talk to Coach Idalski and get his thoughts on if he thought that they would contribute this much here in the first part of the season.
Like what you guys said, the freshman class all scoring goals. You know, this program has a lot to look forward to in the future.
Brad, it was an entirely different series, I think, from the last couple of times that Minnesota and North Dakota played. And I think the coaches made that point, the players made that point. These were entirely different teams. I know you weren't there, but from people you talked to, what was the feel of the competition between the two?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of high-end players that weren't playing in this series. Amanda Kessel and Nora Ratu for Minnesota are 2 names that were key in the series. The Lamoureux twins are gone, but still, when you watch the series, there's so much high-end talent out there that these could be the 2 best teams in the country this year. If not, they're 2 of the top 4 teams. I don't think there's any doubt about that. maybe the top 3 teams are Minnesota, Wisconsin, and UND, and they get Wisconsin this weekend, so it's not going to get any easier, but the talent was right up there, and I think we saw that this weekend.
The men returned to the Ralph this past weekend to face Minnesota Duluth in NCHC play. They win 4-2 on Friday night with an empty net goal, and I think just really the tank was empty on Saturday night in a lot of respects. I think they maybe had some penalties that were ill-advised, so to speak, from players who don't kill penalties, putting those guys out on the ice even more. Saturday night didn't go well, but I think getting a split after what they'd gone through injury-wise and with the illness, I think probably, Dan, was a good sign.
Yeah, and it was nice to see them get some power play goals, too, against the top penalty killing team in the country. Mike, what you said, going through the illness back from Omaha, the injuries, Coach Hackstall won't make any excuses, but certainly if there's any team to have an excuse, it's UND right now.
Well, I mean, they don't want to make any excuses, but I mean, when you look at it honestly, it impacts. You don't have a guy like Brendan O'Donnell. You essentially don't have Mark McMillan because he could barely skate out there. You have guys coming back from the flu. They don't want to use it as an excuse, and it's not, I suppose, but I mean, it's just the truth that will affect the team.
I think the offense produced by the defense, I don't think it's a surprise. I think the way the game has gone, and we see it, I think, every weekend, it's tougher and tougher down low for anybody to possess the puck, anybody to get good scoring chances. If you don't use those guys significantly, you're not going to get any scoring chances, huh?
Yeah, overall health of this team, too. I mean, from the D-core as well, they're going to need scoring from those guys just because, some key guys are out right now, so.
And those guys are really dynamic back there, too. You have some high-end players that can do the scoring, so I think that's probably something that Coach Hackstall's happy about, that he knew before the season that these guys could add offense, and the fact that they are doing it like he thought they could, I think has got to be an encouraging sign.
Team goes to Boston University this weekend for a couple of non-conference games before returning home against St. Lawrence. The women's basketball team opened their schedule, beat South Dakota 65-61 on Sunday after a couple of rough outings. Well, for the most part at Iowa State, Northern Iowa, not so bad. But that win against South Dakota, Mitch, was I think it really showed something for the squad as they were down at halftime, and then they really just shut the door on the Coyotes in the second half, didn't they?
Yeah, I was really encouraged by the second half of that game. They came back out of the locker room, played really well defensively. They just went to a different level. They had 10 block shots in that game, and obviously the health of Alyssa Walls really helped this team. Last year she didn't play a whole lot, and when she did play, when she played more than 10 minutes, they were 7-1 last year. So certainly she's a difference maker, and she played well on Sunday, and they were able to win.
Yeah, what did you see?
Yeah, it was nice that UND shut down the Summit's top scorer in Seacamp, and I thought defensively, especially in the second half, they played very well. When you're trying to get your feet underneath you as an offense and getting Alyssa Wall back, sometimes it's hard to produce points, especially early in the season. And to see the defensive side of the basketball for Coach Brewster play so well, very encouraging going forward.
I want Brad's take on the women's basketball team.
Point guard play is essential, and they're getting good play from Leah Zabla.
Yeah, they're taking care of the basketball. That's been key as well.
What do they got coming up, Mitch?
They've got Jamestown. They've got a weird stretch here. They only play one game over the next 16 days. So they got Jamestown the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, and then they don't play again until December 4. So actually, talking to Coach Brewster, they're happy with being able to take some time right now. They got some injuries as well.
Coming up, head women's hockey coach Brian Idalski, fresh from the Twin Cities this past weekend, joins the Coach's Corner to talk about their series split with Minnesota and Wisconsin coming to the Ralph this weekend.
I got my first hunting dog when I was 17. My passion for pheasant hunting has taken off ever since. One thing I really enjoy about pheasant hunting is it's an active sport. If you're serious about pheasant hunting, you're going to be out there working for the birds. The gear that's available today is going to make your hunt just that much more enjoyable. Watching my own dog work, being out there with my friends, congratulating a buddy on a good shot, those are all things that I really like about upland hunting. I'm Judd Geese, and I'm an upland hunting expert at Shields.
Right now at Burger King, choose any 2 sandwiches for just $5. Whether you're craving a Whopper sandwich and an original chicken sandwich, an original chicken sandwich and a premium Alaskan fish sandwich, or a Whopper and another Whopper. Come in today and get any 2 for just $5. Only at Burger King, where taste is king.
Pick up a coupon for discounted tickets at Subway restaurants as North Dakota hockey takes the ice against St. Lawrence in the Subway Holiday Classic during Thanksgiving weekend.
North Dakota women's hockey returns to the Ralph this Friday and Saturday night as they take on Wisconsin. Puck drop is set for 7 p.m. both nights. Right now at Burger King, choose any 2 sandwiches for just $5. Whether you're craving a Whopper sandwich and an original chicken sandwich, an original chicken sandwich and a premium Alaskan fish sandwich, or a Whopper and another Whopper. Come in today and get any 2 for just $5. Only at Burger King, where taste is king.
UND Insider Weekly is sponsored by Shields, Gear, Passion, Sports, by Burger King, where taste is king, and by The Ground Round.
After nearly a month on the road, women's hockey returns to the Ralph in a WCHA showdown to take on Wisconsin this Friday and Saturday. Games start at 7:07 both nights. Get your tickets at Ralph Engelstad Arena's box office or online at UNDsports.com. Well, the coach of that team, Brian Idalski, joins us now in the Coach's Corner to talk about what's been going on with his hockey team the last little while. And there was a lot of interest this past weekend, even nationally, Brian, about the big 62-game winning streak that your ladies took care of on Sunday. But first, talk about the first game. I guess I was rather shocked when I saw the score. 6-1, Minnesota handled you. What was going on there?
We just didn't play very well, to be honest with you. You got to credit Minnesota a little bit. Their team speed, our ability in the D zone to defend was poor, and they made us pay. But I thought we made some nice adjustments coming back the second night. We took care of the D zone, played with a little more jam, and were able to get out there with a nice win.
The jam was evident in the first period on Sunday afternoon, wasn't it?
We have a proud group, and we know that we're a good hockey team, and we really felt embarrassed, and that first game wasn't indicative of the way that we can play. And we were eager to play again and to get that taste out of our mouth. And first period was really probably one of our best periods of the year. We just were skating, got to the net, did a lot of good things. So I was proud with our group. I thought that was a big character win.
Have you guys received some word from former players, and a big win like that, sometimes you get to hear from a lot of people?
Actually, being down in the cities, there's a lot of alum who are down there who attended the game and came to watch, and then Twitter blew up, and a lot of our kids watched online and got the radio feed. So it was cool, especially to have kids who played here, toiled here, and really built us up to be where we are, to share in that victory and have a sense of they were a part of making that happen, and it's been a few years in the making. So I was excited about that.
Sunday, you got all your scoring from rookies with the rookie in the net. Talk about that. And
yeah, we're leaning on our young kids probably a little too much. We're excited about their talent and their ability and what the future is for those kids, but that's a tall order asking your freshmen to carry the charge against a team like Minnesota. But you know what? That's how talented they are, and so definitely got to take some confidence from that into the next few weekends for those kids.
Lexi Shaw has been, has she been a surprise at all, or is this what you kind of expected when she came in?
Well, I not to say too much, but she is from Michigan and Detroit, so we felt she'd play with a little chip on her shoulder.
That's why you brought her in, but now
I have to have someone to talk Red Wings, Lions, and Tigers with, and so there should always at least be one, and I'm glad it's Lexi. No, I mean, she has confidence in herself. She played with a little chip on her shoulder. She'd been great the last few weeks. She's earned her playing time, and she's done well, and I had no qualms about putting her in that game. And that's not to say anything about Shelby. I thought Shelby played great in a 6-1 loss. That wasn't on her. It would have been way worse had she not played as well as she did. So we've got 2 goalies going right now, and that's a huge luxury for us.
And now you guys, not much time to enjoy the victory because it's a Sunday, quick turnaround, and now you play maybe the second best team in the country in Wisconsin.
Well, in the polls, that's what it says. Get them in our own building and get to play head-to-head, we'll learn. Minnesota in the streak, a lot of notoriety, well-deserved, really pumped up women's hockey. The real winners in that is everyone else has gotten better too. And anyone who watched that game that weekend knows that was a heck of a game this weekend. Wisconsin, going to be 2 heck of a game, and they probably had our number as much, if not more, than anybody else. We have yet to sweep them. We've swept Minnesota, so huge series, and we enjoyed it on the bus ride. We got home. It's been all Wisconsin the last couple days, and I look forward to 2 great games this weekend.
24-hour rule, huh?
I don't even know if we got that much. When we got back, we got off the bus, we said, on to Wisconsin. That was nice. We expected the sweep. We didn't. We got to be a little disappointed with how we played down there, and we got to be better.
It's a new rule. Brian Idalski, UND Women's Hockey, 18-hour rule. Thanks, Brian. Appreciate it. Good luck this weekend.
Thanks for having me.
Still to come, 3 different NDSU teams visit the Betty this year. Volleyball already took care of business early in their season, and now women's and men's basketball get ready and discuss why they like their chances here at home in the Betty.
Right now at Burger King, choose any 2 sandwiches for just $5. Whether you're craving a Whopper sandwich and an original chicken sandwich, an original chicken sandwich and a premium Alaskan fish sandwich, or a Whopper and another Whopper. Come in today and get any 2 for just $5. Only at Burger King, where taste is king.
North Dakota women's hockey returns to the Ralph this Friday and Saturday night as they take on Wisconsin. Puck drop is set for 7 p.m. both nights.
For 25 years, the Big Sky Conference has been showcasing women's athletics. 25 years of authenticity, hard work, community, and 25 years of playing to win.
For the first time since 2007, is going.
But remembering that our vision is bigger than winning. We're the Big Sky, the heart of Division I, the heart of the American West.
Right now at Burger King, choose any 2 sandwiches for just $5. Whether you're craving a Whopper sandwich and an original chicken sandwich, an original chicken sandwich and a premium Alaskan fish sandwich, or a Whopper and another Whopper. Come in today and get any 2 for just $5. Only at Burger King, where taste is king.
I started hunting with my brothers and my dad. Hunting for me is getting away from everything, just getting out into the country, to the quiet. I enjoy hunting with my son more than anything. Someday he'll have memories like I have of hunting with my dad. There's just no better feeling when a customer says, you know, that gun you sold me last year worked perfect. That is, to me, what it's all about. I'm Leon Streifel, and I'm one of the hunting experts at Shields.
Next Thursday on Thanksgiving Day, catch an all-new Through These Doors as players talk about being away from home during the holidays. Watch the episode starting Thanksgiving Day at 9 on UNDsports.com and that Friday at 6:30 on Midco Sports Network. In August of 2004, the building we are in now, the Betty Engelstad Sioux Center, became the home of many UND sports as both men's and women's basketball programs get ready to face off against in-state rival NDSU. Players from both squads reflected on what makes their home court special.
Playing in this building is fun. I mean, when the fans come out each and every night and they're loud when we're making our baskets or when we're just at the free throw line telling us to make them, or just getting the rebound on defense, I think just having them and hearing them during games, we feed off their energy.
It's a good atmosphere every day. You know you're going to come, it's going to be pretty crowded. A bunch of loyal fans. There's a lot of fans. I mean, I've been here 5 years now. There's a bunch of fans I've been seeing since my redshirt year, still coming out to support us. And it's always nice to see because you kind of build a relationship with a lot of the fans. You see them outside the court, they'll talk to you and things like that. So the fact that we have a bunch of loyal fans that have been coming here year in and year out, it's just an honor to play in front of them.
the atmosphere is just better here than when we go on the road and play. Besides Montana and Weber, I think we would be like the 3rd ranked in the Big Sky Conference with just home court advantage.
Buck with the shot clock at 4. North Dakota will have to hurry. Samba, wow! First main layup of the game.
It's an unbelievable experience, and I mean, you can't get it anywhere else. It's so nice having like these nice facilities like we have. And when it gets full, it gets loud, and it's like great to play in front of our fans. And they're so dedicated. Even in the dead of winter, they'll come out and support us, and that's asking a lot in North Dakota, so it's great.
UND fans have waited 8 years for this night. For the first time since 2004, North Dakota State comes to Grand Forks to play men's basketball against North Dakota. The rivalry resumes at Ralph Engelstad Arena.
I'd say they take the rival seriously. When they come out, we always want to beat the rival, and I know the fans here want to always beat the Bison, so they take the rival seriously.
And that's a rare miss for him. And North Dakota wins the game 59-54.
North Dakota a fresh 30. Here's Buck driving lane, gets it to scoop and score.
It was awesome, and it was so awesome that all of our fans drove down. I know we have some UND fans in Fargo, so that made it easy for them to come to the game, but that just really shows how dedicated our fans are and how seriously they take the sport and how much they support it. And yeah, it was such a blast. That was like one of the best games that we played, and yeah, it was a lot of fun having all of them there.
North Dakota retains bragging rights as UND comes away with a 73-63 victory over North Dakota State.
I'd say playing in the Betty than the Ralph would just be, it feels more like a neutral site when you're in the Ralph because it's so big, and then it doesn't feel as compact as the Betty will when we play them in 2 weeks. But I think just playing it here just feels more of a home court advantage. It might even feel like Duke. We can say how the crowd would be right on top of you.
I think we're all excited about it because, I mean, this is more our home floor. This is where we play. This is where we practice every day. When we go to the Ralph, I mean, we're not really used to that. That's a different atmosphere over there. So just having this place packed and just sold out as we imagine, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's just going to be very loud in here, probably one of the loudest I've heard it, and we're just really looking forward to it.
Favorite memory? I would probably say playing USC my freshman year, playing with Mallory Youngblood. I remember it was a play, she was on the perimeter, and she made just like a needle pass through the lane, and I got an and one, and I was a freshman, so I was so excited. I'd have to say last year when we played Drake.
Here's Williams dribbling left side, picked up her dribble. Smart will try a 3, top of the key, got it!
My favorite moment, I got 2. When we beat Montana here before we joined the Big Sky, and then Pat Mitchell's senior year when he hit the buzzer beater on senior night. I think that was probably the 2 most favorite moments here.
For his class and him to go out that way, it was just game winner on his senior night, last game on the floor. That's probably one of my most exciting memories here so far.
Rebounds the ball, Webb, the ball loose on the floor, Mitchell shoots, and he scores! Patrick Mitchell scores! And UND wins the game! 57-56! Woo-hoo! What a game! UND has just beat Utah Valley!
It's a very different looking panel this week, although the wisdom has been elevated. So Brad and I will guide Dan and Mitch through the wonders of the question, what are you looking forward to this week? That's next on UND Insider Weekly.
UND Insider Weekly is sponsored by Shields, Gear, Passion Sports, by Burger King, where taste is king, and by The Ground Round.
North Dakota women's hockey returns to the Ralph this Friday and Saturday night as they take on Wisconsin. Puck drop is set for 7 p.m. both nights.
For 50 years, the Big Sky Conference has been showing the world who we are and how we play. 50 years of authenticity, hard work, community, and 50 years of playing to win. But remembering that our mission is bigger than winning. We're the Big Sky, the heart of Division I, the heart of the American West.
Pick up a coupon for discounted tickets at Subway restaurants as North Dakota hockey takes the ice against St. Lawrence in the Subway Holiday Classic during Thanksgiving weekend. And welcome back. All right, let's figure out what this panel is looking forward to this upcoming week. Let's go with Dan first.
I'm looking forward to that NDSU game right here at the Betty. You know, two potential NCAA tournament teams here. NDSU kind of had a rough stretch against St. Mary's and Southern Miss, but I feel like NDSU is probably the favorite in the Summit. UND has a chance to win the Big Sky. They have a tough non-conference schedule. I think that's going to help them down the stretch. But the rivalry, no matter the expectations of these two teams, it's always going to be fun.
Mitch?
I'm looking forward to a potential Big Sky regular season championship. The UND volleyball team right now 15-3. They're tied atop the league with Portland State, and they've got two home matches coming up. So a big one on Thursday against Northern Arizona, who's in third place, and then they get Southern Utah on Saturday. So a chance for UND to lock up a regular season.
That can come down to Saturday night, kind of with Portland State at Idaho State.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now they're tied again with Portland State. Portland State has the tiebreaker, so they're really just trying to lock up the top two seeds. They get a bye in that tournament.
Brad, are you looking forward to going to Fenway Park and taking in that aroma of a world championship?
I'm looking forward to going to Fenway Park, checking it out, checking out all the historical sites of Boston, and just being in a pretty cool city. So that's what I'm looking forward to, as well as seeing how the women respond off that Minnesota victory against a very tough opponent in the University of Wisconsin.
Yeah, I don't know how you can look forward to much of anything other than a Bison UND matchup coming up on Sunday. Mitch, thanks. Nice job.
Absolutely.
Dan, adequate. See him on WDAZ Sports. And you can
That's the best you're going to get with me, Tim.
That's it. You can catch an all-new episode of Insider Weekly in 2 weeks on Wednesday, December 4th at 8 o'clock on UNDsports.com and Friday at 5:30 on Midco Sports Network.